What's going on YouTube? Mr. Random checking in. So today we back in the garage on our YZ125 and we're going to be installing our stator, the rotor, our reeds, our shift lever, and we're going to see what else we can get done on this bike to get another step closer to getting this thing all wrapped up and running. So first we're going to start off by installing this here alignment guide. We're just going to insert it right up in this space up on our crankshaft. Alrighty guys, so now you have here us installing our stator. Alright guys, so we're about to install the reeds. We done cleaned up our gasket surface. Now we're just going to install a little sealer on it to make sure we got a nice and good seal. Just going to rub that all around there. So now we're going to go ahead on and apply some sealer on the back side of this exhaust pipe. Alright, so we put some sealer on the back side of our reed pipe. Alright, next we're going to be installing these two on our bike. Now when you're lining up this cover with your reeds, you want to make sure that your port is fully open and it's not being restricted. It only can go one way. Alright guys, so y'all can see that this thing got to be directed to this corner, because if it wasn't, our carburetor will fall right in place of this shock. So we're going to install our reeds in with our duct upward and insert us some bolts.
For a while, for the last couple of days, they got them coming back home.
What's going on YouTube? Today we back in the garage on our YZ125. Y'all see how we coming along with everything. We need to get a nut the same thread as our crankshaft so we can go ahead on and lock our rotor in place, get our cover on, and lock a few other things down on our bike. So today we're going to be installing our triple tree. I'm going to show y'all how to get that lined up and installed. Alright guys, so we did go ahead on and clean up the bottom side of our triple tree. This here bearing is pressed on. It feels pretty tight, so we're just going to go ahead on and lube it up with some of this multi-purpose automotive grease, high temp. Alright, so we got that nice and lubed. Now this is a top bearing that we'd have. That's gonna go on the top side of our triple tree stem. We're gonna go ahead on it. We're just gonna drop him up in this grease. Get him all nice and greased up. We'll put a little bit in our housing itself. Alright, y'all, so we're gonna go in straight through the bottom, come on the top side with our bearing, slide right in place. And on top of that, we have a cover plate. We got a washer after the cover plate, and we got our lock nut. That feels pretty nice and smooth. I don't think you want to jam it down too tight. You want it to where it can still move. We're just gonna grab a hammer and tap this in place. Lock that nut down. There is some splines on it. So we're gonna lock that down and install our top plate. We'll fill our triple tree. Still feel good. Nice and smooth. We're gonna go with that. So we got our bottom side on, feeling nice and smooth. You just want to feel it by hand when you're snugging this here boat. Now, I believe there's a washer that's supposed to go on this top side of this boat, bottom side of the top triple tree plate. But we should be fine, so we're gonna install it, set that on there. And right here, we do have a washer that can go on that top side, so we're gonna use this one, put it up top, and then we're gonna come back with our nut and just get it started. Because we can't lock it down until we rebuild our forks. Alright guys, so we got a washer that's on the top of our triple tree, right underneath this nut that we have here that's going on. So we're just gonna start him. We're not gonna lock him down until we're ready to install our front forks, which we will be rebuilding because of a leaking seal. So we got that lined up. Everything feeling pretty good and smooth. Alright y'all, so we're gonna go ahead on and get our foot pegs installed. So we're gonna go ahead on, slip our foot peg on, left side, which is spring facing up. That way this hook grab on the top side of this, your mounting tab. Gonna slide your ring in there. Once you get that lined up, you go ahead on, you're gonna slide your bolt in. And don't forget we did paint all of this, so it may be a little tight. Might have to just get a little tap going on it. You see that? See the spring action? It's loaded. You come on your back slide side with your little quarter key. You may have to straighten it up to get it to slide through your hole smooth. Straighten up our quarter key a little bit. Put it back in this original hole. Give it a little tap or a little push. Just need a little pressure applied to it. And we're gonna get the tab and we're gonna bend those tabs and bend those apart from each other. That way our quarter key doesn't come out of its hole. Alright, y'all. So we got one foot peg installed. Now we're on the right side of our bike, installing our foot peg. We're gonna give it a little brush off with a little wire brush. Alright, now that we got that on, we can go ahead on and slide our pin in. Alright guys, see we got our pin in. So we're gonna slide our washer on. We're gonna come back with our safety clip. So slide him in there. Alright. Now, you want to separate your tabs on your safety pin away from each other so that it doesn't come out. Alright. So now we got the right side of our frame foot pegs installed. Alright guys, so next we're going to be installing our ignition coil. We're going to just put him right there. For the meantime, we'll go ahead on and plug up our stator. We'll hit our connector with a little brake cleaner. Get all up in there. Alright. We're going to go ahead on and plug up our stator wires. We got the stator plugged in. We got an ignition coil right here. And we're going to screw it to our frame. We have a 5/16 bolt that's going to hold it to our frame along with this here terminal right here, this ground terminal. So we're going to screw that in so we can get it started. Alright, screw him in. We actually got to loosen it up a little so we can line up our side. Screw it in. Lock our ignition coil down. Okay, that's nice and tight. Now as far as this here side cover of the engine cover, we need the nut that's gonna fit this here crank. Alright. So if you liked it, make sure you comment, hit that red button, subscribe, and pretty soon we're gonna have this thing all put together and back on the road. Holla at him, nephew.
What you gonna do? You gonna push the button or you gonna hesitate? But if you don't, it might not work. Don't wait too late before you hit the brake.